Good evening, East Africa. Now, Mambo VP for Tanzania and Kenya. You're logged onto the continent's leading intellectual platform, the highest platform for solution finding, The Desk. Now more than ever, I am yours truly, Shadrach Shagaf Kisame. Now, guess what? This week on The Desk, we have a lady. She is smart, she is intelligent, and I'm telling you, this lady has married two important aspects of her life together, and that is the music business. Yes, you heard it right, the music business, and of course, business, career, and she has actually been able to get on top of both of them. I tell you, this is one of the most hard things to do when it comes to life, but guess what? She has gotten on top of them and she's been very, very successful. Now, actually, last week I had on the tabloids and I was reading, it was everywhere, that Shumuk, as usual, has lost to her again. I don't know how many times this will be, but Angella Katatumba is on the desk. Welcome to the show, Angie.
Hi, Shadrach. I'm so excited to be on the show today. And that introduction was amazing. Thank you very much. I was also looking around. I'm like,
who is that girl? Welcome to the show, Angela.
Thank you so much, Shadrach.
Yeah, you know, when it's Wednesday, it's all about the desk for U24.
Okay.
And by the way, guys, Angela was supposed to be here a long time ago. But you know, Munange, artist, at a business, at a what? How is your typical day, by the way?
My typical day is running the hotel or running whatever property needs urgent attention. I find out what needs to happen on that day. Then after that, put all the fires out or purchase whatever needs to be purchased for guests. And then check on the lawyers to see if there's anything or any court cases coming up or anything that we need to tackle.
That has become like a day-to-day thing.
Yeah, it's now my life.
Oh my goodness.
And then if I'm free, then music.
If you're free?
Yeah, if I'm free.
But how come you're making so much impact in the music business, yet you give it a little bit of your time?
That's why I thank COVID.
Okay.
You know, COVID gave me time. Courts were closed, businesses were not running, they were closed.
Right.
So what could I do? The only thing to do was music. And thankfully, I had the chance, an opportunity to promote my Tony Rabida song.
Right.
And to shoot other videos, the Love Me video with Kent and Flosso.
Right.
And pushing and many other videos. So that's where now music came in.
Right.
And yeah, so that time gave me so much freedom and a chance to do interviews and promote my music. So luckily for me, I got that time and space during COVID
to use it. Right.
Yeah.
Now, we're gonna get back to music in the next segment, but let's just start with you were left a very, very, very huge inheritance to manage. It takes a lot to manage such an estate, And I'm thinking, how do you do this? How do you get on top of your game? You have a very, very, very big business.
I thank my parents so much because they taught us to be organized.
Right.
Organization is the key to everything.
Right.
If you're disorganized, it's basically like how people say when you fail to plan, you literally plan to fail.
Right.
So organization, all that comes in planning. So you say, okay, right now, it's so much is going on in the business. We need now conferences. We need, for example, now like music is cooling down for me. I have music out and I focused on 3 months. I said, you know what, let me put that towards music. Now the businesses are slowly beginning to open up. Now my focus is going towards business. So now I plan next 3 months, focus and say, you know what do the guests need? What needs to be, what needs to be done to make money?
Right.
And then I get that under control. Then I plan for about 3 months. If I'm lucky enough and court cases are cooling down, which they are now, thank God.
All right.
With Shumuk's obvious losses, numerous as they are,
I know.
Then it gives me time to plan then for other things that need emergency. But without organization, without planning, then I'm finished. Timekeeping is part of planning.
Right.
So all that our parents taught us to focus on and make sure that the basics, which many people don't have. Timekeeping, organization, planning. Many people don't have that.
And you talk to a girl down there who is just waiting. She thinks, okay, marriage is the only way I'm going to be successful in life.
No. Oh my God, I'm so against that. And I find that the African culture has encouraged, literally, you're raising women to be married off.
Right.
You're literally raising them to become dependents.
Right.
I learned the hardest way because I was married in Chicago. And yes, I was the breadwinner, but I was so dependent on...
Even in Chicago, you were the breadwinner?
Yeah. I've always been the breadwinner, and I didn't mind it.
Okay.
But when out of the blue, the marriage didn't work out, that's when I woke up, I'm like, Wanage. So at the end of the day, it's me and me alone. I can only depend on me, because I remember when my marriage didn't work out, I called my dad and I'm like, Papa, can you send some money for the tickets?
Right.
The marriage hasn't worked out. And he's like, no, you don't run away from life like that. You face it head on.
Head on, yep.
So he said, get a job and read the Bible. And that's when I realized, okay, so this is going to be my life. I need to be independent and learn. If anything happens, I can handle, because I have only myself to depend on.
But you see, Angie, we have a lot of issues, even with young girls these days. You know, they'll be like, okay, Angie's talking because maybe she got an inheritance. For you, you said it's the basics. It has nothing to do with the inheritance. It's the basics.
Yeah.
Because we've seen a lot of kids actually inherit a lot of stuff and they blow it.
Thank you. You have so many families with kids who inherit stuff and they don't have the basic training.
Right.
And I thank also my parents, because they taught us to be independent. You know what I'm saying? Like, wake up, work hard. Yes, you have this. My dad would always say, it's not yours. These are my things. It's
not yours.
You know, and even if I happen to give them to you, you have to maintain them and make them better. Like, I'll give you a good example. When I came from the US, I came to Uganda to start music, and then my dad's like, let me give you my hotel to run. Become the managing director. So the first thing I said was, oh, Papa, you gave me the and he did a whole press conference and he was everywhere. I said, Papa, you gave me the hotel to run, thank you, but you forgot to give me a lump sum of money to renovate it. That was his reaction. That was exactly his reaction. He's like, Angie, when I came here, I found grass. You know, you have given you buildings. Let's see what you can do, you know?
With the buildings.
And that was such a challenge. I said, okay, so you can get things, like you can get inheritance, but what kind of person are you? Are you going to keep it? Are you going to lose it? Are you going to make it better?
Right.
So all those come to the basics.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky, like I'm unlike these girl children here that are being trained to go and get married off. I've been trained to work. You have something, make something great out of that.
Right. So Angie, as we go for a short break, a girl watching you down there, she's trying to hustle out and she doesn't have capital. What is your advice to her? Maybe atandise kabotik downtown there. Maybe, you know, she's starting like hair pieces or what is your, because you have friends that have started from scratch, but they're now rubbing shoulders with you. Yeah. So how have they done it? What is their story? What can you tell that girl?
I can relate to that story, because when I was in the US and I was married, there was no papa, there was nothing.
Right.
When my marriage failed, I had no money. I just left my job and I didn't even have money to get on the bus. When you hear my story, that's another story for another day. Right. But I've been in that predicament where I called my dad. He's like, nope, handle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I said, what do I do? He said, get a job. And I would send applications, at least 1,000 applications a day. That is determination. And people don't do that. And when you want to win and you're determined, you don't have to have money, you just have to have the will, the determination.
Right.
I would send 1,000 applications a day. Right. I would make sure my phone is on. You have very many people saying, oh, you know what, I'm looking for a job, but their phones are ever off. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect.
Batteries are always dying.
She went out last night, she had applied for a job.
So it's obvious. Are you serious? Are you not? If you're serious, you will hustle with nothing in your pocket, with determination, with faith, with your Bible, with determination. You cannot fail to make it.
Right.
So what I tell these girls is just don't think of, oh, I don't have money. So many billionaires and trillionaires have become zillionaires with nothing.
Yes, that's
from nothing.
From nothing.
So that should never be an excuse. It should be you. Do you have the will to succeed? So many people, especially Ugandans, unfortunately do not have the will to succeed.
Exactly. I was going to ask you about the work ethic.
The work ethic is horrible.
Even in the US, when you're in the US, the workload, first of all, before you get to the ethic, the workload, you worked a lot. It's too much. And there are timelines.
Timelines, guidelines. I mean, there's deadlines. There's so much seriousness in the US. Abroad, people are trained to work. People have a serious work ethic. Then you come to Uganda.
And everyone is.
From timekeeping, from nobody can't be bothered. It's just I don't care attitude here. It's amazing.
When she talks about timekeeping, she was here 20 minutes before the interview. Now, Angie, we're going to get back here, talk about the music, and you talk to the girl child after the break. Now, you are still a lovely audience, and you're logged on to the continent's leading intellectual platform, the highest platform for solution finding, The Desk. If it's Wednesday, it's all about The Desk. Now, do not go away. The Desk returns in a bit. And welcome back. Now, I'm afraid if you've just joined us, you've missed a very insightful segment of this very lovely episode of The Desk, where we're actually talking business, girl child, and music. Now, if you have someone in the diaspora and they're not watching on U24, call them up and tell them The Desk is live on Shadrach Kisame's YouTube. Now, to follow this very lovely discussion, you can follow our social media pages. That is Shadrach Kisame on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Do it for U24 and also for Angella Katatumba. You're on, it's Angella Katatumba everywhere?
Angella Katatumba.
Everywhere?
Everywhere.
Why didn't you choose to do like our girls these days? You can. There's a girl I went to school with, Obanga Bamuita Namubiru something, and then you find she's called Tina Tana on Facebook. How will someone, Angela, let's first address that. The changing of names on social media.
I find it so awkward. And I find it unserious. And then again, also depends. Someone gets on social media purposely to abuse others, so they'll come with a pseudo name.
Okay.
And then I find a serious person, like a lot of us are, or some of us are. You want to sell your product. You want to sell your brand. That's what I use social media for, to sell, for work, for business.
Right.
And then you find people who are serious in life, but they have over sexy sugar, lick my lips. And she's selling this product. You're like, you can't trust that. So people don't understand. Their branding is off. There's so much that they need to learn. So if you're serious, it should show from your name.
Talking about social media and people abusing others, you have faced a lot of that. How have you been able to handle this? Because, me, I know you. You're my friend. You're a hard person. You don't really tolerate that. But someone who doesn't know that, how does Angie do this? I think there's a girl who's like, I like her music. I like her, but tell them, how do you handle it?
When my father was such a big personality, he was very famous, everybody knew him. So of course he trained us, we were automatically going to become public figures, just from being our father's children. And the minute I came from the US, New Vision had a front page, Katatumba's daughter in town. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, you know what I'm saying? So it was obvious, and he taught us to have thick skins and do not allow the negativity to get to you.
Right.
So when you have a thick skin from a childhood and you've been trained to have thick skin, all those abuses are actually, and then he taught us that's encouraging.
Right.
Who are you in 45 million people in the country that what you wear is an issue? What you say is an issue. If you are in a scandal somewhere, it's an issue. It becomes international. Who are you? That's a blessing.
Right.
So when you have that kind of training and somebody to teach you like that and say, maximize all the abuses and use that to sell a product. So he taught us to look at that as positives. So you don't look at the abuses as negative. You look at it as like, wow, I must be doing something right. Who am I to have all this attention?
Right.
So it all comes from the upbringing.
So you who is out there and you're so timid all the time, you're thinking, okay, they're abusing me on social media. Probably you're in school, probably you're even at work. You know there are grievances at work, and because someone said something about them to the boss, they want to resign. No, you just have to. It's unfortunate about social media because the truth is not all of us are the same. Not all are like Angela, who's like fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Bring it on.
Let's do this. As you're doing that, sell this product.
Yes, right.
But there are others who unfortunately commit suicide and lose their relationships. So life is not the same, and people are not the same. So to all the social media bullies, for me, it's always. I always want to be empathetic. Put yourself in someone's shoes. Tomorrow, you could be the bully, but tomorrow somebody's bullying your child who is weak. And they bully her to go and commit suicide. So think of the future. And you remember, your kids are watching you. Your people are watching you. So it's not worth it abusing each other. And I know you get some small satisfaction, but how much satisfaction? Because for me, I keep going up.
And for you, I keep telling people, you're yapping about someone who is up there. And for you, you're low here, and probably they don't even know you.
They don't, but for them, they want to get some sort of satisfaction. Let me abuse Angela, I'll feel better. The truth is, you think you do, but you really don't.
Absolutely.
And usually social media is a mirror. So it just mirrors the society. It mirrors that a lot of people are disgruntled. They're unhappy. So when you're hurt, you want to hurt others.
Okay, so what you post on social media is a mirror.
Yeah, that's usually a mirror. If you go and start attacking Shadrach, I hate his guts, you're just mirroring. You're mirroring that you are the one who's angry. You're jealous of what Shadrach is doing. You're jealous of his achievements. That's basically what it is. It's just mirroring you.
Oh my goodness.
So that's the irony of it all, and they don't know that. But they're going to understand it when I start talking about it enough.
I know.
They realize, okay, it's not helping us to
abuse Shadrach. It will sink in.
Okay, clearly we are showing how dumb we are and how silly we are.
I know. And let's get back into the discussion, yeah? you have married music and
Yeah.
your other businesses.
Yeah.
How have you been able to do it? Because you see, the way you just put it up and say, okay, the rest of my time music.
Yeah.
We have a lot of artists that are down there, and it's full time for them. It's full time.
Yeah, I know.
But to break through to even have a song that somewhat like 2, 3, 4 people know, how have you been able to get on top of everything? How?
One, okay, I have my priorities straight. I think with music, for me, what has helped me is that I didn't make that a priority. You know, music is a marathon. It's a marathon. It's a long-term goal. That's why you have Tina Turner at 80, all these Celine Dion's in their 50s,
Right.
Jennifer Lopez 55, and she's shutting. You know, it's a long-term.
Right.
So if you plan it as a marathon and not come sprinting, that's already you've won the war. When you understand that, already you're winning the war too. So if you know it's a marathon, that means you're going to now have other financial responsibilities or other venues or avenues for money to come in. So you're not depending on music.
Right.
Because music, today you're hot, tomorrow you're not. Today, tomorrow someone comes with a better hit. So when you go with that kind of frustration, already you're losing. And if you do, if you go with all that kind of speed, yes, you make it, but for how long? On that kind of speed and on that vigor of, you cannot run
The emotional trauma alone.
You cannot run a marathon race with a Usain Bolt sprint. And that's what a lot of artists are doing, because they come in that mindset like, it's my life, it's my everything. No. But when you have your finances come from somewhere else, have another business, have something else, because it's important to take a break from music, go and make money, come back and invest it in music, so that in case it does well, it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying?
The frustration is not as much.
The frustration is not, it doesn't even touch you if that is not your main source of income. It can be an additional source of income, because it's a marathon. You know, today you're in it, tomorrow you probably have children, because a lot of people come in, then they take a natural break, like they've got married or they're going to have kids and that's the end of their career. Because they started it on a serious sprint.
But Angie, someone who is an upcoming right there, who wants to be like you, they're saying, no, Angela is saying, because Fasha has had a business, I looked for a job in Ghana. Now music is the only option.
Yeah, you can also try to make it your main, but I would suggest to try and get some other source of income.
Diversify.
That's the perfect word. Diversify, and just be patient, because music takes a lot. It takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of determination. It takes a lot of, music is not easy.
It's too much.
And there's so much competition, surrounding you.
Right.
So if you focus on that because you're struggling and you're like, I have to make it this, you're 9 times out of 10, you're going to be a one-hit wonder. Where you might make it, but for how long? You might make it for a couple of years and then you disappear forever. You don't want that.
Right.
So plan a long-term plan for music in a long-term manner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I, like you said, diversify. For me, that's the best thing I can say. And it can be from anybody. You want to start music, start a shop, or there's so many other things one can do. The choice is yours.
Now, I've actually picked something very important. Isn't it just about life, not even music, to have a long-term plan with everything?
With everything. That's it. When you have a long-term plan with everything, then things don't throw you off guard, and they're not that serious. And whether you make a hit this year or not, it's not that serious.
It's not that serious.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, because you do your music, and then when the time comes, hey, guess what? It'll suddenly peak.
Yes, right.
Otherwise people would have died of frustration years and years ago. So sometimes you hear even in the States, you hear of an artist who's everywhere, but the person will tell you, I've been in the game for 30 years. And that's so many artists' story.
Okay.
So if you hadn't had a hit in those 30 years, what was going to happen? You'd have died.
I know.
So meaning diversification is very important.
Very, very important. All right, now on that note, I'm going to take a break. When we come back, I've never had you in politics or anything, but you're going to advise government how to help musicians and young girls after the break. Now, do not go away. You are still on the desk and U24. Do not go away. The desk returns actually in a bit. And welcome back to the last segment of this very lovely episode, where we are with Angella Katatumba. Now, if you are Angella Katatumba's fan, or you like listening to her, or the person is actually not yet on TV, 10 minutes to go. Now you better lean forward or even stand up. For Angella Katatumba is actually talking to us. Sit back, relax, folks. Angie.
Stand up even.
Stand up even. So, government. Actually, do you know that there's a new bill for you guys, the artists? Just tell government what you feel, not even about the bill, what you feel government should do.
Regarding, not about the bill, but I think
just the music fraternity entirely.
Music fraternity, how they can help?
How they can help you guys push, because Angie, not everyone hustles elsewhere. The 1 million to do a song. Yeah. So some of them, we need to have a space that facilitates everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but you know, when government comes up with government, they can decide to come up with programs that encourage, artists. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I love that we have music programs that are being encouraged. Little things like that encourage the youth. In schools, put in the curriculum more.
So it should start with school.
If everything that is to be put in the youth can be started early in schools. Have more music classes maybe at a subsidized rate, something like that. So we have real talent coming out, real talent that's nurtured. That's one. So you don't just have everybody thinking they can sing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We want to have real talent there that can be nurtured. And then also don't restrict artists so much. When you bring so many restrictions and you want to control them, you're controlling the arts.
Right.
Right. Regarding the new bill, if they are worried about artists that come up with explicit language or actions that are against the government,
right?
You can always say, like, we know we can't curse on TV. Just put out guidelines for everyone and say, don't curse on TV, don't abuse the government, don't tell us. That's enough.
Right.
Instead of trying to restrict us and have a permission for so many artists to do so many things, you kill it. You kill the industry. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of kids that want to come out and do music.
Right.
But if they're told you have to go to this office and that office and that office that needs to approve that, it becomes a bit unrealistic.
So much bureaucracy for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
When the government can simply say, we don't want this, we don't want this, we don't want this, finished. You'll not see that in my lyrics, you'll not see that on my TV shows.
Right.
That's how they can control us without micromanaging us.
Right. Perfect. Now government has had. Now this, let me make a confession on camera. I was Angie's fan before we even became friends.
Are you sure? Thank you.
Now there's someone who's like me before we became friends. And maybe let's say they want to work with you. Let's say maybe with business, maybe mentorship, and she doesn't really want money or something. She's like, how does Angie? I just want to get what would they do? Are you like maybe organizing a youth seminars or something like that where you train girls or something? Because I'm so sure people who follow you, it's not just about the music, it's the entire package. What do they do? Do you have anything in plan for the girl child?
For the girl child, usually my NGO, the Angella Katatumba Development Foundation, I have a lot of people who come to volunteer.
Okay.
So I would love for them to come and volunteer and learn how to work, learn how to hustle, learn how to, take proposals around and organize functions and fundraise and help others.
Right.
So a lot of them come through my charity. For me, that's the best.
How do they come through your charity? Is it social media they go to, or you have an office for the foundation where they just walk in maybe? And
at Hotel Diplomat, there's the Angella Katatumba Development Foundation office. They come, they can submit their proposals or resumes, and then we'll always contact them.
So it has nothing to do, they don't pay nothing, just come?
No, it's free. And also we have the Angella Katatumba Development Foundation line.
Okay.
We have the AKDF line, that's 0782 551 341.
You want to do that again, Angie?
That's 0782 551 341. And they can call and say, look, we want to be part of the foundation. Then they can tell you what to do. Come to the hotel, bring your resume, and we sit and see how we can work with each other. Okay. But usually that's what we do, and it works because they get the experience and see how to hustle, how to do charity, and how to help people.
All right. Now, to be straight, don't come looking for money. You're looking for skill and professionalism.
Yeah.
That is
and those are the ones that make it. So a lot of others come and start saying, no, we have these problems.
No fees.
No fees. But then now you're diverting the foundation. We're now focusing on Mulago. Now how do we now remove money from Mulago for your fees? So that's not fair to others who've donated towards Mulago.
Right.
So if they can come focus, like you said, to volunteer, we're coming to literally volunteer. Don't come and ask for all the help in Kampala, because that help is already channeled somewhere else.
Okay, so after maybe a certain period of, let's say, maybe, I don't know how you do it, 6 months, 3 months, do you like give them certificates that they can actually take and say, I did like an internship or something?
Usually references. Usually we type them references.
Okay.
And usually those references do help because I give them recommendations and say
You personally do it, not someone at your office?
No. Okay, they'll type it and then I'll sign it.
Oh, from you?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll give them a reference and I'll give them a recommendation letter.
Okay, perfect. That sounds good. Okay, as we wind up this whole thing, onto the music, there's an artist who is watching you probably and they want a collab. Talk to them.
Our collaborations, yes. I mean, we have my manager, Ocean. We have Black Market. If they can contact those ones and, come and show your skill. If Ocean and Black Market are like, yes, Angela, we need you to collaborate with so and so, it's a go. Why not?
So actually even talking about, so Black Market is like a music group or something? Black Market
Records USA is a record label run by Cedric Singleton. He's the CEO and he's in the country right now.
Okay.
So my manager, Ocean, works with Black Market
right,
who have partnered with Angella Katatumba.
Right.
And I like the fact that, and that's probably why my music is doing so well now, because now I have a proper label that handpicks who I'm going to do collaborations with.
Also, you left everything for them. They're like, when they say, Angela, check out this, that's what you do.
Yeah. It's better because they know the market better than me.
So teach this to the artists. Osanga artists, maybe they do, it's not professional, It's not professional. They do everything. And people like Shadrach from the corporate fraternity, I cannot come to Angela. I would want maybe to go through a corporate label or an agency, then they want to Saku Angela.
And even numbers wise, I don't get paid alone. It's a partnership. So clearly, Black Market is getting part of the money.
Okay.
So I can't make decisions alone.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So since Black Market and I are invested in Angella Katatumba music, right. So of course they have to be the ones to make decisions on my behalf.
Right.
And it's better because even as an artist, it's very hard for me to negotiate. Paul can be like, Ibananga, I know your mother, go with your dad the other day. Angela, 3 million.
I know.
It's very hard to, so it kind of helps with that professionalism. To negotiate with Black Market, who doesn't know our mothers and our parents and everyone.
Yes.
They're coming on a business level.
Strictly professional.
So it helps me also.
Yeah. So as we wind up, I cannot leave without talking about what is actually on everyone's lips. That's COVID-19. Yeah? Has it affected you? Have you even cut staff?
Yeah. Definitely, it's affected everyone in the world. COVID has businesses, and it's become a triple effect. It's like a domino effect, because if you're closing businesses, of course, people are not going to come to your hotel.
So you cut, because I want to look at it in the angle of your staff.
Yeah, you have to.
These are like people who tell you bosses literally know the staff's sick mother-in-law, the child who didn't sleep last night. So there's that emotional bond you have with staff. How did it feel for you for COVID-19 to let some of those people go?
And the funny thing, it was very easy for me because a lot were so scared.
Okay.
So I said, guys, those who are scared and want to go to the village, feel free. Half went to the village. I said, fantastic, Onyambi. So it just worked out.
Just like that.
Yeah, and those who are, and when business picks up, I said, if you want to come back, depending on how business has picked up and when they open up, some of you can come back, and a few have trickled back. Okay. So it's a way, it's balanced itself out. But of course, we've had to cut down on staff. We've had to cut down on expenses because you're not getting in what you usually get in. Everybody has been affected. Let nobody lie to you that they've not been affected. By the time governments, Bank of Uganda, I'm expecting some payments from court. They've not been making payments. You know what I'm saying? So it's a trickle-down effect where every single person has been affected.
Right. Yeah. All right, Angie, thank you very much for coming to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Shadrach. I'm so excited.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Now, this has been Angie for you. We've talked about everything. Is there anything we've not talked about?
I know, we've talked about everything.
Anything you want to tell them, maybe?
No, I just want to encourage them to continue watching more. Okay. I love that it's a very inspirational program. And keep watching it, keep supporting the music, keep supporting the artists, and thank you so much for the love, and let's hope that 2020 I'll give you much more music and much more everything. All right.
Now that has been Angella Katatumba for you. Now she's the proprietor for the Angella Katatumba Development Foundation. She's a top musician. She has a cartel of businesses. I tell you, this lady has done everything. Now it's been a lovely episode. Do not go away. the desk actually just takes a pause. We are back next week. Those things of thinking that it's been a one-off, we are back next week. Now, from me and the entire U24 management, would like to sign out. We'd like to say good night, good luck, adios, God bless this very beautiful Uganda.